All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we're starting with a story that pretty much shatters everything we've ever been taught about the traditional path to success. You know the old script, right? Go to school, obsess over your grades, get into an elite college, and boom, your life is completely set. It's a belief deeply hardwired into all of us. But what happens when that script just stops working? What happens when the real world moves way faster than the education system? Well, today we're taking a hard look at the reality of the modern job market. But more importantly, we are going to break down 5 very specific, highly actionable skills you actually need to future-proof your career by 2026. Forget the old rules. The landscape has completely shifted, and we're going to show you exactly how to navigate it. Take a look at the wild paradox of Rohan and his buddy Veer. Think about Rohan for a second. This guy did absolutely everything right. He was the class topper, scored a massive 95% in his 12th grade exams, cracked those brutally hard entrance exams, and walked away with a degree from an elite IIT. Everyone told him he had it made. Then you have Veer. Veer was just your totally average student. He scraped by with 60% and didn't even sniff a top-tier college. Everyone told Veer's future was pretty much doomed. But flash forward 6 years. Rohan, the elite IIT grad, is sitting at home entirely unemployed. Meanwhile, Veer is out there pulling in 2.5 lakhs a month. Like, how is that even possible? It sounds crazy, but this isn't just some weird isolated incident. It's the symptom of a massive systemic shift. Now, you might be thinking, okay, Rohan just had a string of bad luck, or maybe he just bombed his interviews. But a 2025 report dropped a statistic that is just absolutely staggering. India produces 15 million engineers every single year. Just let that number sink in for a second. 15 million. That is literally an ocean of graduates pouring out of colleges, all clutching degrees, all completely expecting that piece of paper to magically turn into a stable, well-paying career. It's basically a giant assembly line of education. But the glaring problem? The modern tech companies and businesses they are supposed to work for simply aren't looking for what that assembly line is actually producing. And here is the absolute kicker, the macro problem. Out of those 15 million ambitious graduates, a massive 40% remain entirely unemployed. That's millions of young people, people who spent years stressing over textbooks and spent a fortune on tuition, only to slam into a brick wall the second they hit the real world. This alone proves that a degree is just no longer the golden ticket it used to be. The market is completely flooded with degrees. Having one doesn't make you stand out anymore. Honestly, it's barely even a baseline. But wait, it gets crazier. You'd probably think, well, the top-tier IITs are safe, right? Nope. Shockingly, even from the absolute top of the educational food chain, around 30% of students are facing unemployment. And when companies were asked point-blank why they are passing on these supposedly elite, genius-level candidates, their answer was painfully simple. They said the students only have bookish knowledge. Sure, they spent years memorizing complex theory, but they have zero practical, modern skills that a company actually needs to generate real revenue today. The gap between the classroom and the boardroom has literally never been wider. So, that brings us to section 1, the screen time challenge. Let's talk about what's really holding you back. Because right about now, you might be thinking, okay, fine, I need practical skills, but I don't have the time or the money to learn them. But let's be real for a second. What's actually holding you back isn't a lack of resources, it's a lack of focus. The biggest roadblock to your future is probably sitting right there in your pocket. I dare you to check your phone settings right now. Seriously, don't guess. Look at the actual numbers. You're probably going to find 4 to 8 hours just completely wasted watching someone deep clean a rug or mindlessly scrolling through Instagram reels. That's literally half your waking life evaporating into thin air. Imagine if you redirected just a tiny fraction of that time. That wasted screen time is the exact same time you could be using to learn the high-income skills companies are actually begging for. Which leads us perfectly into section 2, top skills of 2026, and the power of a 1-hour daily commitment. All right, here's the ultimate turning point. If you can make one simple trade, if you can commit just 1 hour a day for the next 6 months to active learning instead of passive scrolling, you will completely rewrite your trajectory. Skill number 1, AI prompting. Look, we've all messed around with AI by now, right? But most people just type in incredibly basic stuff and get incredibly mediocre garbage back. AI prompting is the high-income skill of actually speaking the AI's language. It's all about giving precise, highly structured commands to squeeze out superior, professional-grade outputs. This market has already crossed $17 million, and it's exploding. Companies don't just need AI, they desperately need humans who know how to extract the absolute best work out of that AI. So how do you actually turn this into cash? It's literally 3 steps. First, just get your reps in. Talk to ChatGPT or Gemini every single day for 21 days just to figure out how its brain works. Next, hop onto YouTube and deep dive into advanced prompting tutorials. Learn how to structure context, tweak the tone, and set constraints. Once you nail that, the doors blow wide open. You can start charging content creators to write highly engaging scripts. You can do SEO optimization for local businesses, or you can manage LinkedIn for busy founders who want to sound brilliant online but don't have 10 minutes to write a post. Moving on to skill number 2, AI website building. Back in the day, building a website meant agonizing for months over complex coding languages like Java, C++, or HTML. Not anymore. Listen to this. A 15-year-old recently pulled in 1 lakh rupees building stunning websites without knowing a single line of code. They did the whole shebang entirely by leveraging AI website builders. The technical barrier to entry is virtually gone, but guess what? The demand for slick, modern websites has only skyrocketed. Your game plan here is brilliantly simple. Step 1, use AI to learn AI. Just ask ChatGPT how to get started. Step 2, jump into powerful tools like Pixi or Replit and whip up a gorgeous sample website in literally minutes. Step 3, grab your laptop, walk into local businesses, your neighborhood gyms, cafes, retail shops that desperately need a modern website but can't afford a massive agency. Show them your sample and offer a customized instant solution for a super affordable 3,000 to 5,000 rupees. I promise you, it is the easiest sell in the world. All right, skill number 3 is super fun, photography and video shoots, but specifically capitalizing on a crazy new trend, the wedding reelographer. Modern engaged couples do not want a boring 3-hour wedding video that they're only going to watch once every 5 years. No way. They want highly engaging, trendy, viral-style short-form reels for Instagram and TikTok. They want content that absolutely pops on their feed. And the best part? You don't even have to hunt for clients. Initially, just offer to shoot 2 or 3 local weddings completely for free. Focus 100% on getting amazing angles and polishing your editing skills. Then post those killer reels to a dedicated professional Instagram page. Wedding content is incredibly emotional and super shareable. So once just one of your reels goes viral in your local area, your DMs will literally be flooded with paying couples begging to book you. The virality becomes your entire marketing engine. Now, skill number 4 is the glue that holds all of this together: communication. Honestly, none of the other skills matter if you can't confidently explain your value to a client. You've got to master these 4 daily practice pillars. First, posture. Stand up straight, no slouching. Second, hand movements. Use natural gestures. It projects deep confidence. Third, eye contact. Maintain a steady, trustworthy connection. And fourth, speaking speed. Keep a completely normal pace. If you talk way too fast, you just sound scared and desperate. But if you talk too slowly, you sound totally unsure of yourself. Spend just 15 minutes a day practicing this. Last but definitely not least, skill number 5 is meta ads. This is an absolute powerhouse. It's one of the most underrated yet lucrative skills in the digital economy right now. Basically, meta ads is the science of running hyper-targeted advertising on Facebook and Instagram. Imagine you're that local gym owner we talked about earlier. Meta ads lets you take their ad and beam it exclusively onto the phone screens of people living within a 5-mile radius of their gym. It's the ultimate tool for converting digital attention into real-world foot traffic. Now, full transparency, this one takes a little more grinding to learn. You should carve out around 3 to 4 months to study free meta ads courses on YouTube because those back-end dashboards can be pretty complex. After studying, you run small, cheap practice campaigns so you actually understand the targeting mechanics. Once you've got the hang of it, you start reaching out to shopkeepers, gyms, and digital brands to manage their ad spend. Because true, results-driven meta ad experts are so insanely rare, your earning potential here scales up incredibly fast. So take a look at this roadmap we've laid out: 5 distinct, highly actionable paths. You've got clear target audiences for each, from creators and founders all the way to local gyms and engaged couples. And most importantly, realistic timelines. We aren't talking about 4 years of your life here. We are talking about 1 to 4 months of hyper-dedicated focus to replace the illusion of a college degree with actual, undeniable market value. Look, heading into 2026, the reality of the economy is a bit harsh, but honestly, it is also super empowering. Relying solely on a college degree is a totally broken strategy. It's exactly the trap that leaves 40% of graduates wondering what on earth went wrong. Your ultimate security doesn't live on a piece of paper. It lives entirely in the practical, tangible value you can provide to a business. You just have to master the skills that actually drive the modern world forward. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Will you put down the phone, silence the endless scrolling, and commit just 1 hour a day to yourself? The blueprint is right here. The only question left is, in 2026, are you going to be the one holding a useless degree, or are you going to be the one holding the keys to the market?